If you have details that you want to add onto your shoe, such as like these little perforated holes that my shoe has, I recommend that you do that before you assemble the shoe. One, it's going to be easier to handle the material, but two, if you do something you don't like, you haven't ruined the whole shoe. You just would recreate that pattern piece. Another thing is test it out on scrap sheets of cardboard. What is the best technique? Should I use a scissors to try to cut the hole? Should I use an X-Acto knife to try to cut it round? Do you have a hole punch that would work? Just try out some different things. Next, I visualized where those holes go by observing and looking at the pattern that existed on the shoe. And I got sort of as close as I could without obsessing over it too much. These lines were drawn on the back side of the shoe, knowing that most people aren't going to be able to see that. And from the back side, I just took my X-Acto knife and poked a little hole through there so that I could get my draft pencil inserted through there. I just stick it through the hole, wiggle it around a little bit, and then from the back side, push the excess cardboard open and out to the sides. Now, if you had a needle tool, like for working with ceramics, or an awl, if you are bookbinding, that also could work to help poke the hole through the cardboard. I just happen to have the X-Acto knife. So I am just going to continue this process for all of the little holes. Again, just be really careful about where you are putting your hand on the underside. You also could put more cardboard below you or some foam and just cut or press into that. And then I'm going to go through this process one by one. This whole thing took me about 15 minutes to do after I kind of had decided this was the technique that I wanted to use. So there's a little bit of time involved. I also have a drill, and I thought that that might be interesting to try. If I took a drill and put a piece of scrap wood underneath it, would I have been able to drill some quicker holes through the form? But I had already started here and I was committed, so I just kept going. At this point, I was just looking to see if it seemed like it was missing a few, and I'm just sort of adding where they seem like they need to be. And there you go. So I'm not too worried about the backside of the holes. If you want, you could try to use your scissors to cut off any big scraps. You could try to very carefully and surgically remove some of them with your X-Acto blade. But I didn't do any more than just what I did right here for the demo, and it's nothing you would even pay attention to in the final form.